everyone. Let's see, am I streaming? Becoming very complicated today. So last weekend, I set up my cameras and the software so I can have two angles and do some overhead painting. I'm going to be painting this tin today, this galvanized oval tin. And so then this morning, it took me quite some time, there we go, to figure out, I'm doing it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I don't know how this started out, but I'm gonna start again. Okay, anyway, hi everyone. It's Teresa from Teresa's Silhouette Spot for all things art, and I am painting today. Happy Sunday. I think they keep switching the light. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm painting this galvanized tin. I already wiped it down with vinegar. I read somewhere when you do galvanized metal that you get the oils off and fingerprints, whatever, if you use vinegar. When I paint glass, before I use glass to prep glass, I clean it with rubbing alcohol. So I use vinegar on this. How is everyone today? It's so cold here in the Northeast in New York, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm painting hydrangeas. I have my paints ready. I have lavender, perfect purple. Oh no, violet pansy, sorry. Lavender, violet pansy, and periwinkle. Folk Art multi-surface paints. You always need white. And then for my leaves, I have citrus green and thicket. Plaid Folk Art multi-surface paints. And I have my brushes, and I put my paints out, and I'm going to get started. I'm going to switch, I think I'm going to switch camera views and see if you can see me. There we go, overhead. Oh, I'm loving that. You guys, what do you think? What do you think? I'm going to move the camera a little bit. There we go. And figure out, because everything is opposite. And I'm going to get started on my painting. So how is everyone doing today? The first thing I'm doing, I'm just pouncing in some background purple, and I want to establish the size of my hydrangeas. I will pounce in a little smaller than I want because I tend, and artists tend, to spread and get larger. Well, I guess not if you're a really, really good artist, you don't, but I do. You want, oh, let me fix that. Oh, that needs to be better. Oh, whatever. And before you know it, what started out being this big is now this big. So can you see? Yeah, you can see good. Oh, I'm loving this camera. So put in the comments. I cannot see comments, but maybe I can. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to get used to all this techie stuff. So put in the comments if you like it. Put in the comments if you can hear me well. If you want me to show you something else. If you have any questions. And I will be sure to come back and answer all your questions. So I am using, I could use a flat brush. I'm using a number 10. I'm still going to double load. Some violet pansy. And some, what did I say it was? Lavender? Lavender. Okay. I think I've told you before, I find it easier to pull when I paint. I always say, trust the process. It may start out not looking like much as you layer and add colors and shading. It starts to sorry, I know when I paint on metal it's a little funky. Hydrangeas are a lot of fun. They're just little tiny strokes. If you really look at a hydrangea, it's a lot of little tiny, like 5 petal flowers all bunched together. Some people call hydrangeas the snowball bush. And they come in lots of different colors. They say the color of your hydrangea flower depends on the acidity or alkalinity of your soil, I believe. So since I'm painting on metal, I'm going to let my paint dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go in and add the white highlights, because the multi-surface paint, yes, and it's perfect for metal, glass, plastic, wood, but it's still, I like my paint to grab a little bit before I start adding the white highlights. Pick up the other blue and the other purple. And there's a lot of layering that goes into this. And it's just using the brush. You're laying the brush down and then bringing it to a point. Kind of like laying it down and then putting it over on its edge. And right now, even though I'm only using 2 different purples, you can see all the variation in color. And I am one, I rarely paint with an easel, and you've probably noticed by now, I'm always using my project, moving my project every which way. I'll turn my canvas upside down and sideways. So, perfect husband for me went on a play date. I'm just kidding. Well, kind of. He went out with his friend this morning for a little bit. Daughter number 1 is back from Costa Rica, but she left for skiing this morning. I'm going to try this one without doing any background and see how it comes. But I am going to need, well, no, I'm going to just wing it. I have an Etsy order. When I do an Etsy order, I try to do like 2 or 3 at the same time. So I have one in stock at all times. Like if I got another order this week, I would have one ready to go. I'm trying to be conscious of the noise I'm making with the pen, so trying not to move it around as much as I would like. We'll see. Feeling like I should have done the background. It's okay. It's fine. Right? Fine. Everything is fine. So who's in a warm state? Who's having sunshine and 70 degrees today? I would take 70 degrees. I would take 60 degrees. Can you guys see? Because that is the point of having this overhead camera. You guys can see. I guess the overhead camera works better when I'm working on the flat. But you know what? We're just figuring it out, right? And sometimes I often use a flat brush for this as well. Seeing me do my daisies. This is basically a short, fat daisy stroke. But if you see me do my daisies, I'll use a flat brush. And obviously you don't want the outside ring of the flower to be perfect. Not that I could make it perfect, but you know, need to have some little petals sticking out here and there. I'm going to go in and add some, I think it's periwinkle, more of like a bluish light. Let me see, what is it? Yeah, light periwinkle. I'm going to go in and add that when these dry a little bit. You guys have seen I'm doing a paint party on that cactus painting I did. That was a lot of fun. A whimsy. I'll show you how to do the flower pot. Decorate it any way you want. I just put like little speckles and some hearts on it, but you just do some speckles or whatever you want. Even the I have a template for the cactus, so they'll all be traced on to start with. You'll be amazing. Everyone uses the same paints, the same template, same surface, the same brushes. And when we're all done, everybody's painting is awesome and totally unique. a lot of fun. Even the classes I take online with women who've been painting for years, we all start out the same supply list and the same colors, same brushes, and when all is said and done, everyone's painting is quite unique. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this light periwinkle and then some white to these flowers. I try to keep the shading all on the same side. Oop. Because technically light would hit it from the same direction. Clean this. I'm just going to wipe it a little bit because I'm starting to get some paint build up. But I'm not going to wash my brush off at all. Just wiped it. Paint was globbing up. See that? How pretty is that now? And all the paints are blending together. Adding, layering on a few more of these petals with the lavender and the periwinkle. I try to do, depending on the location, I'll do, like here, I'll only do 3 petals. Sometimes I'll do 4 or 5 petals. Here I'm just going to stick in the ones. Sometimes you see the full flower, sometimes you don't. I'm hoping the sun comes out today. I have some photography to do for my gnomes with the interchangeable little wood pieces. He's really, really cute. I love him. Or her. It could be a her if you want it to be a her. He's really cute. They say natural light is the best light for taking pictures. So hopefully the sun will come out and I can do that later. My girls are much better at doing my product photography than I am. Okay. What do you think so far? I'm looking over here. I'm going to try and see if we have any comments. 1 second. Nope. I'm not even sure if I'm streaming anymore. It might have quit on me. But I'm going to keep going. I'll post it later. It's just layering different colors. I like to pull when I paint. You'll see when I add the white, really going to pop. Colors are really going to. You need light to see dark. And you know, with the one-stroke painting technique, blend, shade, and highlight. all in one stroke. Still take painting lessons and learn from Donna Dewberry, the creator of the one-stroke painting technique. Love her. I could actually sit and watch her paint. I don't want to say for hours, but I could, and I have. I've also sat and painted with her for hours, either live at conferences and workshops or online. You don't know, she has a YouTube channel where she shares her video tutorials. I always say you're never too old to learn something new. Oh, how'd I get paint on there? I know, when the brush is in my mouth. So now this one, I got a little too, my light I got carried away with. So I'm going to wipe my brush. Where's my paper towels? I'm going to go back in with the dark up there a little bit because I think I don't like that. And it is just paint. And you can always fix it. It's actually adding some nice shading anyway. I'm having such a harsh line. There we go. Okay. I like that now. I'm going to go back over here and add a little bit of dark too in here. When these are done, one of them will get customer's last name on it. I probably ship it, what's today, Sunday? I clear coat all my galvanized tins with this spray called triple glaze. Really protects the paint. So this will cure for 24 hours. And I will spray it with the triple glaze. Then that'll dry. And I will add the name for customization. Sometimes it's a date. Sometimes I put poems on these. And then it'll get shipped. So this will go out probably Wednesday. Now this is the one that I didn't do the base coat underneath. You can kind of see the metal through it a little bit in spots. So I'm just going back over it. That's okay. I'm just layering more petals on the petals. Now I know I should have done the base coat. Fine. Okay. Now I'm going to wash this brush for now because I'm going to move on to my leaves. Move this one out of the way. And I'm going to just work on this one for y'all. And then I'll finish up the second one when I'm done. using Thicket and Citrus Green for my leaves. I'm also using flat brush, number 10 flat. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to use a number 12 flat. A little bit bigger. Like to make my leaves a little bigger. I am double loading my brush. A little green on one corner, a light green on the other corner, and you really want to work it in. I usually put like a quarter-sized round of paint out and maybe make like a 1 to 2 inch strip here, working in the paint and blending the colors on my brush when I double load my brush. Okay. I want it to look like the previous one, so I'm just going to check out, okay, my picture. My purple is a little wet yet. Nice. It's okay. I'm okay with that. So you just put the brush on the flat a little bit. I will go back, because it's a tin, I will go back and add my stems later. Like when I said I wanted the petals to dry a little bit, let the petals dry a little bit and then go back with the second layer. The same thing with these leaves. I'll let the leaves set a little bit and then I will go back in and put the stem. If I were working on canvas, I could add the stem right away. I think I want one in the middle here. Hope my paint is dry enough. Yep. What do you think of that so far? Maybe a couple little ones up here. And then maybe another little one. Okay. Let's see. That might be enough. I'm going to go back in and add my white now. Add just a few. I'm double loading my brush now with white and the lavender. I'm just going to go in and add a few little white highlights. Oh, I just realized I need yellow. I need yellow. Sometimes I need to take a step back a little bit to see how it looks. It's even good sometimes to take a picture of your project and then look at it on your phone. You'd be surprised what you see in the photograph that you didn't see on your art while you were painting it. I do that in my classes. We have a paint night. First of all, I tell everyone, stand back. It's not a placemat. It goes on a wall. So you're looking at it much too closely. And we are all our own worst critics. But aside from that, I'll say, look, let's take a break. We'll let this step dry a little bit. Take a picture of it on your phone and see if there's anything that you truly want to change. You really get a whole different perspective when you're looking at a photograph. Now I'm going to, where's my yellow? I want a really bright yellow. This one, yellow light. This one. And I need a tiny brush. Not because I need the brush, but because I need a tiny brush end. You know what? I think I'm going to use my stylus thing. Here, I have this. Where is it? It has metal tips. I'm going to use that to do my little flower centers. Only need a tiny bit of yellow. That should do it. I'm going to go in and add some little flower centers. I'm going to try and keep my hands out of the paint. Isn't that pretty? So it just makes the whole flower defined now and helps it stand out. You know, we have some overlap. Fine. Always like that. And even if you don't see the whole flower, you know it's there because I'm adding in these centers. That's it. Now I'm going to back to my flat brush. I'm going to just put in the dark green, and I'm going to add my stems. Sometimes I use a liner brush for this. And there we go. Do this. Hi. And there is my hydrangea galvanized tin. I hope you liked painting with me or spending some time with me while I painted. Oh, I missed some stems. I will go back in and add them. But thanks. It's nice seeing you guys.